Hi, folks. Welcome to Disability Landscape. I'm Mark Knutson, and joining me today as my co-host is Gabe Roderick, who has been on our show before as a performer. So how are things going with you, sir?
Things are going well, Mark. I have been busy lately. I'm currently in a horror improv show called Slendervale.
Oh,
And we've been doing shows every Friday at Huge Theater in Minneapolis. Still playing music. I have a show next Saturday at the Hook and Ladder. Big Halloween show. I have a big 11-piece band I'm playing with.
oh gosh, that will keep you
Yep.
busy. Are you playing and singing or
Yeah, I'll be just singing.
singing that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I've been assistant teaching with Young Dance. And then actually earlier in the fall, I was at an artist residency for 2 weeks, working on some new material, which I think is potentially going to be a bog musical ballet. A musical ballet that takes place in a bog.
Oh, sounds like that could be a whole show in itself. But
That's the dream right now.
since you kind of gave a segue for our guest, you mentioned Young Dance, and why don't you introduce
Yeah.
who our guest so happens to be today?
Yeah. So we're here with Young Dance, Gretchen Pick, Lainey Lee, and Hazel Hill. Thanks for being here, y'all.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. So I'd love to hear more about Young Dance. I've been with Young Dance since last September, but these are 3 big time veterans here, as
Yeah.
I just
Oh,
learned.
really?
Um,
Yeah, how Young Dance kind of got it, how it all started, and from there, I guess.
Yeah. So I am now the executive director of Young Dance. And Young Dance is a dance education organization in the Twin Cities. We have dance classes, we have a dance company of youth ages 7 to 18, and we go out into the community where we teach classes as well. And in 2010, a mother of a daughter who has cerebral palsy and uses a wheelchair came to us and was looking for classes. And our initial response was, we'll help you find some. And then we looked and saw that there weren't classes that we could find in the Twin Cities for individuals with disabilities. And we thought, well, this really aligns with what we want to do. Our mission at Young Dance is to transform lives through movement. And we felt like, well, this is what we want to do. This is aligns with what we want to do, but we don't know necessarily how to do it. So we'll offer these classes, and we need help doing it. We need the people taking the classes to tell us what's working
Right.
and what's
Learn-
not.
learn
We need
as
families to
You're
talk to
both
us.
learning as you both
Exactly.
go.
And so we started in 2010 what we called adaptive creative dance. And right away we felt like we're not adapting dance, we're creating it. We're creating it in a room of people with all different abilities, and everyone is growing through this experience. And so right away we shifted our focus to, we want to integrate individuals with and without disabilities in our classes. That started what we call our All Abilities Dancing initiative, that our intention is that spans across all our programs. We offer dance classes. We have some specific All Abilities dancing classes where the intention is about using dance as a method of building relationships between people with and without disabilities. But across our classes, across our performance company, individuals with and without disabilities are welcome to be there, and we want varying abilities in the classes. So I happen to teach some of the classes in addition to being the executive director. Lainey and Hazel are both participants in the All Abilities dancing class as well as other classes, and they also are both members of the Young Dance Company. Do you guys want to talk about what you do at Young Dance and how long you've been with Young Dance? Because as we discovered, we're all veterans.
So I've been at Young Dance since I was 3 for the creative movement program.
So that was
Yeah.
just years
Yeah, that
ago,
was-
right?
Yeah. That was 7 or 8 years ago. And I've taken the modern classes, which is people doing modern dance, and we make dances and have fun. And then I've done the All Abilities program, and I've been in the Young Dance Company since I was 7. And then I have also done the creative movement ones when I was 3 and 4. So yeah.
Can I ask when you started the All Abilities class? Do you remember?
I believe I was 9, and that was the year before COVID, maybe.
Okay,
So yeah.
cool.
I joined Young Dance when I was 5, and I joined the company when I was 9, and I think I started with All Ability 1, and then when I was 9, I changed to All Ability 2, and company, and choreography, and modern 3, and now I'm in modern 4 and Afro modern.
And how old are you now?
I'm 15 now.
Done it all.
And I'm also a student representative on the board.
You're a what representative?
Student representative.
Student representative. Oh, cool. I didn't even know that was a person. That's awesome.
For the dance group, you're saying?
Yeah, so Young Dance is a nonprofit organization,
Okay.
and we have a board of directors, and Lainey is on the board of directors.
Oh, a decision maker then. There you go. How do you like that power? I agree. I agree with you there.
I'm curious if they're, the sort of the progression of the All Abilities class. Starting out as with adaptive dance, and then it becomes All Abilities dance. And maybe this is too big of a question right now, but I'm gonna ask it anyways.
Go for it.
Do you have any dreams for this class? Any, next steps? Because it feels like such a powerful class and a much needed class in the city. So I'm curious, where you want it to go, and to you two also, if you feel any inclined to answer that at all.
Yeah. I guess kind of at the heart of the class for me is about that we're all translating movement from one body to another, and everyone in the class is growing as a dancer. We started, Lainey talked about the All Abilities Dancing 1 and the All Abilities Dancing 2. We used to just have one level, and then we felt like those of us who had been working together for a while were working at kind of a deeper level in terms of how we work together and how we take in and create movement, that it wasn't really a class that someone new to dance could just jump into. And I guess kind of dream of where we're going. I mean, one is that there's across Young Dance, and then, so 3 dreams. One is across Young Dance, there's a greater representation of people with disabilities across all our programs. 2 is that that we can, as a group in that All Abilities Dancing class, move even deeper into the movement we're creating together. And then maybe we'd have a need for another level of All Abilities Dancing, so
Right.
just so that the individuals in the class can continue to just dig and dig,
Right.
and create. And then 3 is that Young Dance is a model in the dance community for this is what dance is. These are who dancers are. It's not this
And kind of
special
give a
program where it
roadmap to
happens.
other programs that this,
And
how to
that
incorporate.
people with disabilities can then go to dance classes because they want to dance and not
Yeah.
feel like, is this for me?
Yeah. Right.
Well, I think this would be a good point, talking all about this dance, but let's take a look at, you did some performances for us, and what's the first first dance we're going to be looking
So
at?
we're going to be looking at the first section of a dance called organic knitting. And I'll just say that it was created by all the dancers. There wasn't one choreographer of the dance. It was created by all the performers in it.
And it's called again?
Organic knitting.
Organic knitting. Well, good. That was a fun piece to watch. Any comments about the piece afterwards, seeing it or performing it?
Yeah, I want to say that the music is by an artist named Cedar Toms. And I'll just offer that when we started working on the piece, last year, as we created it last year in our All Abilities dancing class, and I became very interested in who we are as an ensemble together. A lot of times when I watch dance that integrates individuals with disabilities, there's a focus on who each individual is, because
Right.
we all move differently, and that is beautiful and important. And as a group, I was interested in, well, what do we create together as an ensemble? What do we do that's the same?
Yeah, I thought that was very
and
good as
so-
an ensemble group.
We were exploring that in our class, and then when we started to work on what are we going to create together, as dancers, we started this investigation of, as movers, we all have organs inside our body, and so if we're moving with an awareness of our organs, if we're moving with an awareness of, say, our heart, then we're all moving from that same intention. And how does the movement, how does that intention create a common expression that we're having? So that was kind of a theme we used as we created the piece. And like I said, every single dancer created a section of the dance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love the piece because it is this sort of like everybody starts from the same place. You know, everybody has a heart. Everybody, you know, they might work a little differently, but we all start from the same place. And so that has me curious for you two's role in the piece. If you remember, like what parts did you create, and what were you thinking about when you created them?
So we created our piece by making solos and duets, and then we molded them together into our dance. And for the one part that I remember very clearly, we were told to make a solo of using an organ of our choice and an emotion. And if we chose to, we could have the rest of the class help us figure out like the emotion of it, if that helped. But when I made mine, I chose lungs, and then that was the part where I was speaking, and then I chose calm and panicked because I think it's interesting how your lungs have many states when you're connected to your emotions. So that's why I chose lungs. Yeah.
The part that I created, I'm thinking about like my bladder, and the part that I created kind of got changed a lot and like torn apart, and it was kind of put into another part.
Okay,
And I wasn't really thinking about emotions.
great.
Cool.
Should probably take a look at your
So,
second piece.
so the second piece is actually the second section of that dance. You'll notice
Okay.
it starts in a similar place that the
Okay.
first piece ended.
And so it's the same, just an extension of that
Yep.
first dance. Okay, let's take a look at that. That was great. So that was just finishing up the first dance, which I already forgot. Sorry, what was?
So it was called Organic Knitting,
Okay,
and the music is by Cedar Toms.
okay. And then, how long? Oh, you started the organization back in 2010.
No, we started our All Abilities Dancing Initiative in 2010. This is Young Dance's 35th anniversary.
oh.
It started in 1987.
Okay, okay.
So the next piece we're going to be looking at is Lainey's solo, and before we get into it, I want to ask you about it. I was watching rehearse earlier, and I teared up a little bit because I think it's so beautiful. Can you just talk about it a little bit and sort of the kind of story that you're trying to tell? Because I think there's a pretty potent story there, if I'm not wrong.
So, a couple of years ago, I used to dance in the walker, and then it kind of started during COVID. I just kind of started being paralyzed in my legs, and then I had to have surgery in my back because I realized there's a back problem, and then I was in the hospital for a couple of months, and then after that I started gaining my things back, and I started using a wheelchair again. So the dance is kind of about like that journey.
Cool. Should we check
Okay.
it out?
Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll just kind of wrap it. We're running really close on time, and what we'll do is we'll just close the show out right now and finish with your dance piece. So thank you for coming. Was glad to watch you to perform your dances. Gabe, thank you for helping me sit in and helping me
course.
with the questions and that.
Yeah.
And I'm Mark Knutson, and we'll finish with the last dance piece.
Everything I've done in my last walk a little more. We've been raised in the same world with all those different colors. Everything I've done in my last walk a little more. I walk through the pain and joy that gives the years over my back. All my days I'll be trying. All my days I'll be trying. On and off the road I try to keep my clocks on time. It's the only way I've got to make sure that I am not lost. On and off the road I work to keep your love on top. It's the only way for me to be as strong as I'd like to be.